Hello, welcome to In the Season. It is Sunday, June 5th. I thought I would post a little garden orientation today. I made an attempt yesterday, but I went way too into depth. So our goal is going to be 10 minutes ish for a quick orientation and might give me some ideas for deeper dives for later. So come tour with me. Okay, so I thought we would start in the front bed, which I did a lot of work on a couple years ago. Have to redo a lot. I had some sewer work earlier this year and had to re-pour this entire walkway leading up to the steps. So you can still see there's some debris I need to clean up and that kind of thing. I've done kind of a boxwood row, and I kind of don't prune those too often with some hydrangeas. My hydrangeas aren't doing too well this year. I have an underground or ground cover of woodland phlox, and I've also got some other kind of natives, columbine, wild violet mixed in. So there are some leaves there that I need to clean up. Um, Same on each side. One of the things I do like about the front of my house is it's a bit symmetrical. And then I've got these lovely planters with a fern, a hosta, and a heuchera, also known as coral bells, on either side. They are slightly different on varieties, and we could go into that in a future video. Nice, beautiful old oak tree, and a couple of crepe myrtles. So these are about 45 feet tall crepe myrtles, but I really enjoy them. So we will walk around the side. You can see I've hidden some compost bags that I haven't used yet. So I installed these kind of C-shaped beds that we're walking toward last year. So these are still pretty new beds. You can see still battling some of the Bermuda grass in the sides, but that's okay. I have tomatoes mixed in with flowers, mixed in with shrubs that are perennial. So very much trying to create kind of a cool space in this side yard that gets a lot of sun and maybe a little bit of privacy. So cosmos that are hopefully blooming soon. They're a little bit late this year. Nice sassafras tree here. You can see some flowers. I'm going to add some more gumprina. Got some baby gumprina coming up, but going to add some more. Bought yesterday fig tree. Some of the sweet olives. It'll be a nice little foundation eventually for once everything gets established. So since this is a new bed, I am still tweaking the lines of the bed. So I've got some curves that I really, really like. I've been working to protect those with the long guys. This line I'm not too happy with, so I may do a video of making this a bit more curved. Just the slope of the land is a little bit awkward. So strawberry patch under one of those sweet olives. Some of these golden arborvitaes. I always forget the name. Goldie, arborvitae goldie. So supposed to get kind of tall, not too wide. More tomatoes. I've got some blueberries that are. This is their second year. This is the first year I've ever had blueberries on them. Still pretty small, but I'm excited for that. Some small zinnias, as you can see. We're just kind of walking around toward the driveway. I've got some projects I'm going to do today. You can see tomatoes in the grow bags. I'm going to try not to give away the projects because I feel like that would be a tangent. I am certified by the National Wildlife Federation for having food, water, cover for native birds and other wildlife, so that's exciting. Got a full sun hydrangea. I forget which one this is. It is a reddish one. Some viburnum on either side, and then of course some more gumprina. Need to pull out some pansies. Another fig, more tomatoes. So now we are on the other side of the bed. So you can see the kind of curve. I played with this a little bit last weekend. So ignore the red line. It's the one closer to the bags is where I want it. I've just got some cardboard there right now. So very fun, very fun. Over here, this bed is not new. It's still 3-ish years old. Got more strawberries over here. So this is the kind of from the front of the house over on the inside of our little circle here. So very much enjoy this. I've got more sweet olives. Gives it nice structure in the winter especially. So need to trellis these guys up. I've got the cattle panels for some of these determinate tomatoes. I have way too many tomatoes this year, but it's fun. It's fun. So some kind of modified raised beds. I have planted watermelon in here. So the strawberries will probably be covered up by watermelon, but that's okay. They won't mind that. Some garlic that I need to pull out. And then this I intend to be, at least along the edge here, this mixed border. So taking a page from Brie Arthur, I've got some okra mixed in with some sunflowers, with some balsam, and some sorghum. So this should be a pretty interesting mixed border. I've never grown sorghum or balsam before, and I've never mixed okra and sunflowers and all those other things in. I've had tomatoes in here last year, so trying to give them a rest this year. So that's why one reason I've gotten so creative, in addition to just the quantity of tomatoes. So we'll have watermelons. I've got some other watermelons that I've gotten here, and I'm hoping they will climb this burpee trellis. Some onions I haven't pulled yet. Didn't do too hot with the onions this year. Some alyssum that volunteered from last year, which I love alyssum. It blooms all until the first frost, and it does come back and volunteer. I let it, so that's great. One cucumber that I didn't accidentally kill while weeding, and then a whole bunch of other little squash plants that will be good for a couple of weeks, I think. I do have a lot of squash pest issues, so when they get buggy, I just pull them out. This is some of the very, very happy Anise hyssop. It's in the mint family. Bees just love it, and other pollinators. So, oh, kind of hard to see, but there's one right around there. Whoop, a little too close. We're gonna give him some distance. In this little bed right next to the driveway, I've got some more flowers. I've got some additional gomphrena to do there. So this is the entrance to that. I'm gonna walk around my driveway here. This is the big bed project this year. Lovely Japanese maple that's been here since I bought the house. I am trying to re-establish the line for this bed. There's a ton of invasives, so I've got it covered with some black plastic just to try to smother it in the heat. I will pull this off a couple times and mow again. Just been mowing down the ivy. Some sweet olives. I've got some more for my project soon. Another of the same hydrangea that is on the other side of the driveway. And a couple of inkberry hollies that are just, I didn't know what else to do with them. So I'm intending this to be a bit mixed border and then eventually a shade garden. Right now it gets some very hot afternoon sun, but a lot of morning shade. So kind of reverse of what I want. So if I can get it full shade, I've got some ideas. And if I can keep it at least cooler in the afternoon, that will help. So my very weedy path around the back, I've got some Shindo viburnums here. These will get pretty big and fill in the space. Hosta that I think might have that Hosta virus X, so he has been isolated. I probably just need to get rid of it. And more gomphrena. I have daffodils that bloom here in the spring, so I ran out of pine straw, so I need to go get some more pine straw, cut back the daffodil foliage. This is the new nursery area, so most of this will eventually get planted in this shade bed. But gotta get that ivy out of there first. Little trash area we'll just walk right past. Oak tree I had taken out, and I will show you this. This is my little compost area this year. It was over here last year, but you can see that soil is really pretty. But I am going to put some pine straw and probably some flowers over here just to make it a little nicer. But on this side we'll do that on compost, maybe alternate year after year. We'll have to see. My crazy privet situation with a whole bunch of understory of vinca and some native vines like the crossvine and the, what is it, hummingbird trumpet vine. Hummingbirds do like it. So some natives mixed in with a whole bunch of privet and other invasives. There are some good videos out there about those, and just takes some patience and a lot of hard work to remove them. So some of my sweet olives. Then this becomes the purple pollinator bed that I need to clean up, and my back patio where I still have plenty of peppers to be planted and some of these patio tomatoes that I really enjoy. Peonies, this side of the bed does not do as well because of the drainage issues that I've had keeping this downspout clear into the the drainage situation that does route under this walkway. But for some, I don't know if it's squirrels or something keeps pulling that off. So I've got to find a more permanent way to get that hook up on it, and it's fallen off again. So thyme, some coneflowers, very exciting. More thyme. This is a lemon thyme. It smells really great when it rains. Yellow iris and bee balm, also known as monarda. So this is getting ready to bloom. You can see the bloom pods on it. Bees will just swarm this once it starts blooming. They love it. Some weedy grass and things like that. Some pink yarrow that I actually grew from seed years ago, and it just kind of spreads itself around. And I let it. Shasta daisies that I also grew from seed and have just been dividing the plants for the last couple of years. And then a border of oregano that has kind of gotten a little bit wild, died out in a couple places. So eventually I will kind of redig this bed and hopefully move some of this side that's doing great and spread it around to the other side that's a little weaker. I'll do a quick skim of the patio. Got the abelias here. These are Rose Creek abelias. Beautiful. They'll bloom in the late fall. I pruned them once in late February, early March. Some more of my containers with the hosta and heuchera, my pool for post gardening. And this gets us to the former nursery bed where I've got a whole bunch of the heuchera coral bells, azaleas, big tree in the back by the hose, very established azaleas, and a whole bunch of fern. I believe it's cinnamon fern, not 100% sure. Some columbine. The wall that I had put in a couple years ago still have some drainage issues I've got to work out. Another gorgeous oak tree. Kind of a mixed border of Japanese maples, some Nellie Stevens hollies in the back, and then still some invasive ivy and things that I've been removing over the years. Just have really taken an approach of pushing back. When I first bought this house, the privet came out to the oak tree. So I pulled the privet ivy back, built the wall, and now it's more of a winter project because of the bugs and sticks, but do enjoy that. So coming back to the side of the house, more azaleas, columbine that has gone to seed. So may do a video on that, may not, we'll see. Some southern wax myrtles that are nice little border. Took a while to establish, but they're doing okay. A couple hollies, a ground cover of partridge berry, which is still establishing. More azaleas. Crepe myrtle. This is a beautiful crepe myrtle. I love the shape of it. It's beautiful purple, so very much enjoy that. Sweet bay magnolia that is enormous and gorgeous in late February, early March when it blooms. And now we are back around to the front of the house. So I feel like that was a whirlwind tour. Could have talked a whole lot more, but that is the garden. All right. Well, thank you for joining me on this quick yard tour today. I need to get started on some of these projects. So have a great week, and hopefully I will see you for a future tour or video.